Detailed explanation of the role of the stomach and intestines in converting food into energy. The process of converting food into energy is a complex and essential biological function that involves several stages within the digestive system. The stomach and intestines play a central role in breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and ultimately transforming these nutrients into usable energy for the body.
1. The stomach, the beginning of chemical digestion. The stomach is a muscular, hollow organ that acts as the first major site for breaking food down into a more manageable form. Functions of the stomach. Mechanical digestion. When food reaches the stomach, its muscular walls contract and relax rhythmically, mixing and breaking the food into smaller pieces. This results in a semi-liquid mixture called chyme, which is easier to process in the intestines. Chemical digestion. The stomach secretes digestive juices containing hydrochloric acid, HCl, creates a highly acidic environment to kill bacteria and break down chemical bonds in food. Pepsin, an enzyme that begins breaking proteins down into smaller molecules called peptides, preparing food for further digestion. After its work in the stomach, the food is now partially digested and ready to pass into the small intestine for further breakdown and nutrient absorption.
2. The small intestine, the hub of digestion and absorption. The small intestine is the primary site for digesting food and absorbing nutrients. It is a long, coiled tube lined with specialized cells. Functions of the small intestine. Continued chemical digestion. The pancreas secretes digestive enzymes into the small intestine, including amylase. Breaks carbohydrates into simple sugars. Lipase. Breaks down fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Protease. Further breaks down proteins into amino acids. The liver produces bile, stored in the gallbladder, which emulsifies fats and aids in their digestion. Efficient nutrient absorption. The inner lining of the small intestine contains tiny finger-like projections called villi and even smaller microvilli, which increase the surface area for absorption. Essential nutrients such as glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids are absorbed into the bloodstream or lymphatic system. Transport of nutrients. Absorbed nutrients are transported to the liver through the hepatic portal vein, where they are further processed and distributed as needed.
3. The large intestine, finalizing the process. After nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine, the remaining undigested material passes into the large intestine. Functions of the large intestine. Water and electrolyte absorption. The large intestine reabsorbs water and salts from the waste material, helping to form solid feces. Energy recovery. Beneficial gut bacteria in the large intestine ferment undigested fibers, producing short-chain fatty acids that can serve as an additional energy source. Waste elimination. Finally, the remaining waste is excreted through the rectum as feces.
4. Converting nutrients into energy. Once nutrients are absorbed, the body utilizes them to generate energy through metabolic processes. Carbohydrates. Simple sugars like glucose are transported to cells where they undergo cellular respiration to produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the primary energy currency of the body. Fats. Fatty acids and glycerol are stored as fat in adipose tissue and used as an energy reserve. They can also be converted into ATP during periods of fasting or high energy demand. Proteins. Amino acids are primarily used for building and repairing tissues, but they can be converted into glucose or directly used as an energy source in case of necessity.
The lungs, air purifier, and source of life. The lungs are vital organs in the human body, playing a central role in breathing and air purification. These extraordinary organs work tirelessly to provide the body with oxygen and eliminate carbon dioxide, ensuring life and vitality. In this detailed exploration, we'll delve into the lung structure, functions, and importance in maintaining overall health.
The structure and functions of the lungs. The lungs, nestled within the chest cavity and shielded by the rib cage, are the primary organs of the respiratory system. Their design facilitates efficient gas exchange to support life. Key components. Nose and mouth. The entry points for air, with the nose filtering and moistening it before it travels deeper. Trachea and bronchi. Air moves down the trachea, branching into bronchi that direct it into the lungs. Alveoli. The lungs contain millions of tiny sacs called alveoli, where oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange between air and blood.
How the lungs purify air. Beyond gas exchange, the lungs serve as an advanced air filtration system. This involves multiple defense mechanisms. Nasal hair captures large particles like dust at the initial entry point. Mucus lines the airways, trapping smaller pollutants and pathogens. Cilia, hair-like structures that move rhythmically, clearing mucus and trapped particles from the respiratory system. Immune cells, specialized cells that detect and neutralize harmful microorganisms and substances.
The breathing process, step by step. Breathing is a continuous and efficient process comprising 3 main steps. Inhalation, inspiration, oxygen-rich air enters the lungs through the nose or mouth. Gas exchange, oxygen diffuses into the blood via the alveoli while carbon dioxide moves from the blood into the alveoli. Exhalation, expiration, carbon dioxide is expelled, completing the respiratory cycle.
Why healthy lungs matter. The lungs play roles far beyond breathing, contributing to several essential bodily functions. Maintaining acid-base balance. Removing carbon dioxide helps regulate blood pH levels. Regulating body temperature. Moisture evaporation during exhalation aids in temperature control. Defending against pathogens. The lungs serve as a barrier to airborne germs and pollutants.
Tips for lung health. Avoid smoking. Smoking damages lung tissue and is the leading cause of chronic respiratory diseases like COPD and lung cancer. Limit pollutant exposure. Avoid polluted areas and use protective masks when necessary. Exercise regularly. Physical activity strengthens respiratory muscles and improves lung capacity. Maintain a clean environment. Ensure good ventilation and regularly clean air filters. Schedule regular checkups, especially important for individuals exposed to risk factors or pollutants.
Common lung disorders. Asthma, a chronic condition characterized by airway inflammation and breathing difficulties. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, a progressive condition that limits airflow and lung function. Bronchitis, inflammation of the bronchial tubes caused by infection or chronic irritation. Lung cancer, often linked to smoking or exposure to harmful substances. By understanding the critical roles the lungs play and taking proactive steps to protect them, we can ensure they remain nature's efficient air purifiers, supporting a lifetime of health and vitality.
The heart, the engine that never stops. The heart is one of the most remarkable and complex organs in the human body. It functions as the engine that never stops working throughout our lives. Despite its relatively small size compared to other organs, its role in sustaining life is immeasurable. But what makes this unique organ work continuously? How does it pump blood to every part of the body? In this journey inside the heart, we'll explore how it works and its essential role.
1. The heart, the unstoppable organ. The heart works as an efficient pump that never stops pumping blood throughout the body. It beats about 100,000 times a day, pumping around 7,570 liters of blood. These rhythmic beats occur in a highly coordinated manner, with the right and left parts of the heart working together to distribute blood efficiently. This steady, ceaseless rhythm ensures that every cell in the body receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function.
2. How does the heart work? Electrical impulses. For the heart to beat and pump blood, it relies on electrical signals that originate from the sinoatrial SA node in the right atrium. These signals pass through the atria and then to the atrioventricular AV node, where there is a slight delay to allow the atria to contract and fill the ventricles with blood. After that, the electrical signals travel to the ventricles, causing them to contract and push blood to the lungs and the body. This system of electrical impulses acts like a conductor, orchestrating the heartbeat in perfect synchrony. If this electrical rhythm is disrupted, it can lead to arrhythmias, where the heart may beat too fast, too slow, or erratically. The blood vessels. The heart consists of 4 chambers, 2 atria, right and left, and 2 ventricles, right and left. Blood enters the heart through veins, either returning from the body or the lungs, and exits through arteries, carrying blood to various body parts. The right side of the heart handles deoxygenated blood, pumping it to the lungs for oxygenation. The left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood throughout the rest of the body, ensuring that tissues and organs receive the nutrients they need to function properly.
3. How blood is pumped through the heart. Returning blood. Deoxygenated blood from the body enters the right atrium through the superior and inferior vena cava. From the right atrium, blood moves into the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve. The right ventricle pumps the blood through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary arteries, which carry it to the lungs for oxygenation. Oxygenated blood. After oxygenation in the lungs, blood returns to the left atrium via the pulmonary veins. From the left atrium, blood moves through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. Finally, the oxygenated blood is pumped through the aortic valve into the aorta, which distributes it throughout the body. This cycle repeats continuously, providing fresh oxygen to tissues and organs and removing waste products like carbon dioxide.
4. The vital role of the heart. In addition to being the pump that moves blood, the heart plays an equally crucial role in providing oxygen and nutrients to organs and tissues, as well as removing waste products like carbon dioxide to the lungs for exhalation. Through this continuous cycle, tissues and organs remain functional and healthy, ensuring the body can carry out all its activities, from basic survival functions to complex cognitive tasks. Without the heart's tireless pumping, the body would not be able to function for long.
5. Heart failure. Severe consequences. If the heart stops working, blood cannot reach the vital organs, leading to a loss of oxygen and nutrients required by the body's cells to stay alive. Without oxygen, the body's cells begin to die, and vital organs like the brain and kidneys begin to suffer irreparable damage. If the circulatory system is interrupted for too long, organ failure is inevitable, and death may occur. This highlights just how essential the heart is in maintaining life. Heart failure, which occurs when the heart can no longer pump blood effectively, can have severe consequences. It may lead to fluid buildup in the lungs, difficulty breathing, and eventually multi-organ failure. That's why maintaining a healthy heart is crucial for overall well-being.
The human body is truly a miracle in itself, designed to adapt and interact with its environment in amazing ways. Here are some of the capabilities of the human body that highlight the brilliance of its design.
1. The human brain, the smart control center. The brain is the most complex organ in the body, consisting of about 86 billion nerve cells that communicate with each other at incredibly high speeds. This allows the brain to perform complex tasks like thinking, decision-making, and learning. It also controls vital body functions like breathing and heartbeat.
2. The immune system, the first line of defense. The immune system is a network of cells and organs working together to protect the body from diseases. Over time, it learns and gains experience, making it increasingly effective at fighting infections. This system reflects the body's design to constantly defend itself against health challenges.
3. Healing ability, a flexible mechanism. The human body has an exceptional ability to heal after injuries. By activating stem cells, the body can regenerate damaged tissues and heal quickly. This enables the body to recover from injuries and enhances its ability to return to a healthy state.
4. Muscles and bones. Strength and flexibility. The muscles and bones in the body not only provide support but also enable movement. Bones are some of the toughest biological materials, and they have the ability to regenerate if broken. Muscles, on the other hand, are highly flexible and can adapt to various physical activities, showcasing the body's remarkable responsiveness to daily movements.
5. The heart and blood vessels, pumping life. The heart is the organ responsible for pumping blood throughout the body, working in harmony with blood vessels to ensure oxygen and nutrients reach the tissues. The heart has a remarkable ability to adapt to the body's increasing demands, especially during physical activity or emergency situations.
6. The senses, windows to the world. The human body is equipped with advanced senses that allow us to interact with the environment. The eyes provide clear vision, while the ears capture sounds, helping us communicate and be aware of our surroundings. The senses of smell, taste, and touch help us explore our environment and protect us from harm, such as detecting food or feeling pain.
7. Metabolism, the power engine. The human body can transform food into energy through complex processes in the digestive system. Digestion not only breaks down food into its basic components, but also absorbs essential nutrients like vitamins and minerals that the body needs to function efficiently.
8. Adaptation to environmental conditions. Continuous survival. The human body is capable of adapting to various environmental conditions, whether dealing with extreme heat or cold. Through physiological mechanisms like maintaining internal temperature and storing energy and water, the body remains balanced and can meet its environmental demands. In summary, the human body is a living miracle full of amazing capabilities working in harmony to ensure survival and health. From the brain to the immune system, the senses to metabolism, every part of the body is an integral component in a system that supports life in the best possible way.
A journey to the brain, understanding its role in thinking and feeling. The brain is a complex and fascinating organ that plays a fundamental role in shaping how we think, feel, and act. Understanding the brain's intricacies can help us appreciate its amazing ability to process information and regulate our emotions and behaviors. This journey into the brain will explore how this remarkable organ influences everything from decision-making to emotional balance.
Main parts of the brain. The brain is composed of various parts, each responsible for distinct functions that work together to coordinate complex activities. Let's take a look at some of the major regions and their roles in thinking and feeling. 1. Cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is the brain's outer layer, often described as the thinking part. It plays a crucial role in higher-level cognitive functions such as problem-solving, decision-making, and language processing. Within the cortex, specialized areas handle tasks like understanding language and making choices. 2. Limbic system. The limbic system is often referred to as the brain's emotional center. It includes structures such as the hippocampus and the amygdala, which are key players in processing emotions and memory. The amygdala, for example, is essential in handling emotions like fear and anger, while the hippocampus helps store and retrieve memories that influence our emotional responses. 3. Cerebellum. While the cerebellum is primarily known for its role in motor control and balance, research suggests it may also influence emotional regulation. This area of the brain helps coordinate physical movement, but emerging studies suggest it also helps maintain emotional equilibrium. 4. Midbrain. The midbrain is involved in processing sensory information, including visual and auditory stimuli, and plays a role in regulating behaviors and reflexes. It's particularly important in managing the body's immediate responses to sensory experiences.
How does thinking happen? Thinking is a complex cognitive process that involves a network of brain regions. Our thoughts arise from various functions such as attention, memory, and perception. When faced with a problem or decision, the brain activates neural circuits that work together to process the information. For example, if we are trying to solve a problem, the brain will send signals to areas of the cerebral cortex responsible for analytical thinking and decision-making. This interaction allows us to evaluate options, consider consequences, and arrive at a conclusion.
Critical thinking and learning. One of the most significant capabilities of the cerebral cortex is enabling critical thinking and learning. When we face challenges or try to understand new information, neural networks within the brain engage. These networks help us analyze facts, evaluate different perspectives, and make informed decisions. This process involves strengthening the connections between neurons. The more we learn and practice critical thinking, the more efficient these neural pathways become, allowing us to approach problems with better judgment and creativity.
How does the brain make us feel? Emotions are the brain's way of responding to internal and external stimuli. The brain's neural activity interacts with hormones and chemicals that influence our mood. For instance, when we experience emotions like joy or sadness, specific chemicals such as dopamine and serotonin are released, impacting our emotional state. Emotions and neural interactions. Different emotions activate distinct regions in the brain. For example, when we feel fear, the amygdala is triggered, preparing the body for the fight or flight response. On the other hand, feelings of happiness or contentment are often linked to the release of endorphins, which enhance our sense of well-being.
The brain and social interaction. Social interactions are a vital part of human life, and the brain is instrumental in navigating these relationships. The anterior cingulate cortex, for example, plays a significant role in empathy, helping us understand and connect with the emotions of others. This ability to empathize is crucial for forming social bonds and building meaningful relationships. The brain and technology. New discoveries. Technological advancements in neuroscience have made it possible to study the brain in unprecedented ways. Functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, allows scientists to observe the brain's activity in real time, revealing how different regions interact during mental and emotional tasks. These discoveries are helping us understand more about how the brain works and how it influences our behavior.
The nervous system, the network of life. The nervous system is one of the most remarkable systems in the human body, forming an intricate network that controls every movement, sensation, and thought you experience. It resembles a high-speed wiring network working in harmony to manage vital body processes. One of its most astonishing features is its ability to transmit signals at lightning speed. But how does this happen?
How do nerves work? Nerves are composed of specialized cells called neurons, which are responsible for transmitting electrical and chemical signals throughout the nervous system. These signals, known as nerve impulses, travel at an incredible speed of up to 120 meters per second, allowing us to respond instantly to stimuli.
The mechanism behind the speed. Action potential. A nerve signal begins when there is a change in the electrical charge of the neuron's membrane, known as an action potential. These changes propagate along the neuron's axon as an electrical pulse.
Myelin sheath. Many nerves are covered with a fatty substance called the myelin sheath, which acts as an insulator and enhances signal speed. This coating allows impulses to travel via a process called saltatory conduction, where signals jump between small gaps called nodes of Ranvier.
Chemical transmission. At the end of a neuron, the signal transforms from electrical to chemical through the release of neurotransmitters. These chemicals cross a tiny gap called the synapse to reach the next neuron.
Why does speed matter? Imagine touching a hot surface. If signal transmission were slow, it would take too long to recognize the danger and move your hand away. Thanks to the nervous system's incredible speed, this reaction happens in just a fraction of a second.
The nervous system. A marvel of organization. Through this seamless blend of electricity and chemistry, the nervous system can coordinate muscles and movement, enable sensations of pain and pleasure, process information and form memories. The nervous system is not just a random network of nerves. It is an intelligent and awe-inspiring system that makes life possible in all its intricate details. Do you have any questions about how nerves work? Smiling face with smiling eyes.
The immune system, the faithful guardian. The immune system is the body's protective shield against various pathogens such as viruses, bacteria, and fungi. This intricate system works tirelessly to combat diseases through precise and diverse mechanisms, making it the first and last line of defense for health.
How does the immune system work? 1. First lines of defense. The body has natural barriers that prevent microbes from entering. Skin acts as a mechanical barrier, keeping microorganisms out. Mucous membranes secrete mucus to trap and block pathogens. Stomach acid destroys bacteria and viruses in the digestive system.
2. Recognizing foreign invaders. If pathogens breach these initial defenses, immune cells identify them through immune receptors. Differentiate between body cells and invaders. Antibodies. Proteins that bind to microbes, marking them for destruction.
3. Immune response. The immune system responds in two main ways. Innate immunity, a fast, nonspecific response involving phagocytes and chemical signals like interferons. Adaptive immunity, a specialized response relying on previous exposure involving T cells and B cells.
How does the immune system fight diseases? 1. Combating infections. When viruses or bacteria invade, white blood cells such as phagocytes and lymphocytes are sent to the infected site. These cells engulf and destroy pathogens. 2. Producing antibodies. B cells produce antibodies that bind to pathogens, neutralizing their spread. 3. Destroying infected cells. Killer T cells recognize infected cells and destroy them to halt the disease. 4. Immune memory. After eliminating the infection, the immune system retains a memory of the pathogen, enabling a faster and more efficient response in the future. Factors that affect immune strength. Healthy nutrition. Consuming foods rich in vitamins and minerals. Adequate sleep. Helps the body produce immune cells. Physical activity. Improves blood circulation and boosts immunity. Stress management. Chronic stress weakens immune efficiency.
Immune system disorders. 1. Immunodeficiency. Diseases like HIV/AIDS weaken the body's ability to fight infections. 2. Autoimmune diseases. Conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis and lupus occur when the immune system mistakenly attacks the body's cells. 3. Allergies. An exaggerated immune response to harmless substances like pollen or food. Tips to strengthen your immune system. Follow a balanced diet rich in fruits and vegetables. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water daily. Avoid smoking and excessive alcohol consumption. Exercise regularly. Keep up with vaccinations to prevent infectious diseases.
The liver is a vital organ in the human body, playing a key role in detoxifying the body and regenerating cells. Here's an explanation of how the liver performs these essential functions.
1. Detoxifying the body. Filtering toxins from the blood. The liver filters blood coming from the digestive system before distributing it to the rest of the body. It removes toxins and impurities effectively. Transforming toxins. The liver converts harmful substances into less toxic forms. For example, it transforms ammonia, a toxic byproduct, into urea, which is then excreted through urine. Metabolizing drugs and chemicals. The liver processes medications and chemicals, breaking them down for elimination from the body. Producing bile. The liver produces bile, which aids in breaking down fats and eliminating waste products derived from cholesterol and hemoglobin metabolism.
2. Regenerating cells and repairing tissues. Self-regeneration ability. The liver has a remarkable capacity for self-regeneration. If damaged or partially removed, it can grow back to its original size and restore its function. Supporting metabolic processes. The liver regulates glucose, protein, and fat levels in the blood, providing energy and essential materials for cell building. Storing vitamins and minerals. The liver stores vitamins such as D and B12 and minerals like iron and copper, which are crucial for cell regeneration and overall body function.
3. Boosting the immune system. Identifying pathogens. The liver contains immune cells, such as Kupffer cells, which help eliminate bacteria and viruses that enter the bloodstream. Producing immune proteins. The liver produces vital immune-related proteins, including albumin and blood clotting factors.
Tips for maintaining a healthy liver. Eat a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Avoid alcohol and toxic substances. Exercise regularly. Maintain a healthy weight. Stay hydrated by drinking sufficient water. The liver is a hard-working organ that continuously supports the body's health and cell regeneration. It's essential to take care of it by adopting a healthy lifestyle.
Exploring the structure of bones and their role in movement and protection. Bones are a vital component of the human skeletal system, serving as the framework for the body, enabling movement and protecting internal organs. To understand their significance, let's delve into their structure, types, and roles in detail.
Structure of bones. Bones are composed of several layers and intricate structures that provide strength and flexibility. The main components include compact bone tissue, dense bone. Forms the hard outer layer of bones. Contains Haversian canals through which blood vessels and nerves supply the bone. Spongy bone tissue, cancellous bone. Found inside bones, particularly at the ends of long bones. Contains small spaces filled with red bone marrow responsible for blood cell production. Bone marrow. Comes in two types. Red bone marrow produces red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Yellow bone marrow stores fat and serves as an energy reserve. Periosteum. A thin membrane covering the bone's surface. Contains cells that aid in bone repair and growth.
Role of bones in movement. Bones are dynamic structures that work with muscles and joints to enable motion. Support and anchor points. Bones provide a framework for the body and serve as anchor points for muscles. Facilitating movement. Bones act as levers that interact with muscle contractions to create motion. Joints connect bones and provide flexibility for various movements. Coordination with muscles. The skeletal system and skeletal muscles work together to generate the force needed for voluntary movements.
Role of bones in protection. Bones act as a sturdy shield to protect vital organs from injury and impact. Protecting the brain. The skull encases the brain, safeguarding it from trauma. Protecting the spinal cord. The vertebrae surround the spinal cord, ensuring its safety. Protecting other vital organs. The rib cage shields the heart and lungs. The pelvis protects internal organs in the lower abdomen.
Types of bones and their roles. Long bones. Examples: femur, thigh bone. Provide support and facilitate movement. Short bones. Examples: wrist and ankle bones. Offer stability and support with limited movement. Flat bones. Examples: skull and ribs. Protect organs and provide surfaces for muscle attachment. Irregular bones. Examples: vertebrae. Perform specialized functions like protection and support. Sesamoid bones. Example: patella, kneecap. Reduce friction.
Skin, the first line of defense. The skin is the largest organ in the body and serves as the first line of defense in the immune system against microbes and germs. It acts as a mechanical and chemical barrier, protecting the body from harmful external factors. Here's how the skin performs this vital role.
1. Physical barrier against microbes. Outer layer of the skin, epidermis. The epidermis consists of dead cells embedded with keratin, forming a tough and waterproof layer that prevents microorganisms from entering the deeper tissues. Constant renewal of the epidermis. Dead skin cells are regularly shed and replaced with new ones, preventing the buildup of harmful germs.
2. Secretion of antimicrobial substances. Sweat and natural oils. Sebum. Sweat contains salts and lactic acid, while sebum contains fatty acids. Together, they lower the skin's pH, creating an acidic environment that inhibits the growth of bacteria and viruses. Antimicrobial peptides. The skin produces specialized proteins, such as defensins, that directly kill pathogens.
3. Presence of a natural microbiome. Friendly bacteria on the skin. The skin hosts beneficial microorganisms that act as an additional barrier. These microbes prevent harmful germs from colonizing by competing for nutrients and space.
4. Wound healing mechanism. When the skin is injured, a rapid healing process is activated that includes platelet activation, forms clots to prevent the entry of microbes, white blood cell activation, attacks any potential invading microorganisms.
5. Sensory detection and early warning. The skin is equipped with nerve endings that detect heat, pain, or injury. These signals act as an early alert system to initiate protective actions for the body.
Importance of skin care. Keeping the skin clean and moisturized helps maintain its defensive role. Avoiding excessive exposure to harmful chemicals and UV rays preserves its health and function. In summary, the skin is not just an outer covering. It is a sophisticated system that plays a crucial role in shielding the body from various environmental threats.
The eye, our window to the world. The eye is one of the most vital organs in the human body, acting as a window that allows us to perceive and understand the world around us. The process of vision is a complex and precise system that combines biological and chemical interactions to transform light into images that the brain can interpret.
How does the eye work? Vision primarily depends on light reflecting off objects and entering the eye. This process occurs in several key steps. 1. Light enters the eye. Light begins its journey by entering the eye through the cornea, the transparent, curved layer at the front of the eye. The cornea plays a crucial role in bending, refracting the light and directing it inward.
2. Regulating light intake. After passing through the cornea, Light moves through the pupil, a circular opening in the center of the iris. The iris, the colored part of the eye, controls the size of the pupil depending on light intensity. In bright light, the pupil constricts to limit the amount of light entering. In low light, the pupil dilates to allow more light in.
3. Focusing light with the lens. Light then travels through the lens, which adjusts its shape thanks to the surrounding muscles. The lens focuses the light onto the retina at the back of the eye for a clear image.
4. Converting light into nerve signals. Focused light reaches the retina, a light-sensitive layer made up of millions of photoreceptor cells, divided into two types. Rods function in low-light conditions and detect shapes and shadows. Cones function in bright light and allow us to see colors. The photoreceptor cells convert light into electrical signals through a chemical reaction.
5. Sending signals to the brain. The electrical signals travel through the optic nerve to the brain, specifically the visual cortex at the back of the brain. The brain processes and translates these signals into clear, understandable images.
How the eye responds to light. The human eye is remarkable in its ability to adapt to different lighting conditions. Thanks to pupil adjustment, the pupil widens or narrows to regulate light intake. Lens adaptation. The lens changes shape to focus on objects at varying distances. Retinal response. Light-sensitive cells in the retina convert light into signals for the brain.
The ear, gateway to sound and balance. The ear is one of the most intricate and delicate organs in the human body, playing a dual and vital role, receiving sounds and translating them into electrical signals for the brain and maintaining the body's balance and stability. To understand how the ear accomplishes these incredible tasks, we must delve into its structure and mechanisms.
Structure of the ear. The ear is divided into three main sections. The outer ear comprises the pinna and the ear canal. Its primary role is to collect sounds and direct them toward the middle ear. The middle ear contains the eardrum and three small bones, the malleus, hammer, incus, anvil, and stapes, stirrup. Amplifies sound vibrations and transmits them to the inner ear. The inner ear houses the cochlea, responsible for hearing, and the vestibular system, responsible for balance. Converts mechanical signals into electrical impulses sent to the brain via the auditory nerve.
How does the ear enable hearing? Sound collection. The outer ear gathers sound waves and channels them toward the eardrum. Vibration transmission. The sound waves cause the eardrum to vibrate, moving the three tiny bones in the middle ear. Conversion to electrical signals. Vibrations reach the cochlea, which is filled with fluid. This fluid movement stimulates tiny hair cells that convert the mechanical signals into electrical impulses. These impulses travel through the auditory nerve to the brain, where they are interpreted as sound.
The role of the ear in balance. Semicircular canals. These canals contain fluid and sensory hairs. When the head moves, the fluid shifts, sending signals to the brain about the direction of motion. Otolith organs. These structures contain tiny crystals that respond to gravity and linear acceleration, helping the body understand its position during rest or movement. Brain coordination. The brain processes signals from the inner ear in coordination with the eyes and muscles to maintain balance and stability.
Ear disorders and their effects. Hearing problems. Conditions such as hearing loss or tinnitus can result from damage to the hair cells in the cochlea or blockages in the ear canal. Balance disorders. Issues like Meniere's disease or inner ear infections can lead to dizziness and loss of balance.